What up? What up? How's everybody doing tonight? What up, Brendan? What up, Hook Life, TN Bassmaster, Dave Richardson, Michael, Bassin with Big Malone, JP, yep, Michael. How you guys doing tonight? I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of a little unboxing. Shouldn't be too long. It's just gonna be some stuff that I got from the Hookup from the Christmas sale. They had like a 22% off sale near Christmas for a short period of time. There was just some baits that I saw that they were on sale and felt like I should have picked them up, but it's not really too much. And then also I have a few things also from some giveaways. I had one that I felt like were nice lures that I feel like should be pretty cool to see how they do. So what up, Daniel and Darius? All right, yeah, and so yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing today, and probably just talk about other stuff, tackle as well. Show some videos of the baits as well that I have. Hold on one second. Let me actually get that searched. 1 second. Wanted to get the swim video up. There we go. All right. Alrighty, so man, I was kind of surprised they shipped it in like a box like this, which kind of got me scared because I was like, oh my god, I thought it was gonna get like crushed or something. So I was kind of shocked by that. So let me show you guys just some of the giveaway stuff first that I got that I felt like was pretty cool. And this was one of the stuff I got from TJ, the giveaway he did for Christmas, which was pretty cool that he allowed people to win twice. And you know, I thought he wasn't going to do that, so I was surprised when I actually won it twice. But I got a slobber knocker, and it's kind of funny that I don't really use chatterbaits like that, and all of a sudden I'm getting a whole bunch of chatterbaits, and had other friends giving me G-Fon and Nathan. So it looked pretty good. I actually already opened it up just to check it out, and the skirt really doesn't smell like I thought it was. It really doesn't have much smell at all. It's kind of weird. It's just like musty. But I really like this blade. I'm really digging that. It's like a matte finish blade. Let me get a little closer. It's like a little matte finish. And then that head is really nice too. A nice paint job on that head. And that skirt is looking good too. I like that red in there. It's a little sticky, but it comes apart. And there's definitely not as much play on this as there is on the jackhammer. So I'm definitely going to look forward to trying this out. Yeah, Michael, that's when you got to take advantage of it, man, because the JDM stuff ain't cheap. So when it starts building up, you want to definitely save, and that's what I try to do at the Hookup Tackle, just buy stuff that's on sale or when they have sales. That's really the best time to do it. I was tempted today to buy some stuff, but then I was kind of disappointed because they didn't have the size that I wanted in a certain bait, which was that Rooms Alcatraz crank. I've been wanting one, but I wanted the smaller one, not the big one. It dives too deep. Yeah, I wish. If only if I had a boat myself. And let me see what else. Yeah, and then this one was actually a bait I had one from the Burley channel as well. And this is that Fish Lab Guppy. It's a little blade bait, but it has an interesting like little profile to it. It comes with owner hooks, which I like, the ST36 hooks, and it's got a nice profile to it. See if I can get that camera to focus. Why is it doing that? There we go. But yeah, it has that little fat stomach on it. You can see it's like a fat belly on it. Literally looks like a little minnow or like a guppy, I guess you could say. And that should have, it's pretty thin too. The blade itself has a good little amount of weight. It's not real big either. So it's about it's 2 inches, 3/8, obviously sinking. And it does have two, line tie positions that you can choose from, which I thought was pretty good for, not an expensive bait. So, and it comes, like I said, with good hooks. So that should be interesting to see how that does. What up, Scott? Little Rich, Bruce, and Jeremy, what up? And so yeah, that should be interesting to see how that one does. Also got this one from TJ as well. This is like a headbanger. I've never actually tried one of these, but I always heard good things about them. It's not really like a sought after lure, but when guys that use them, they say they're pretty good. And it's not the bigger one, it's the smaller one. I think there's a larger size. But it should be a pretty cool top water bait to try. Especially for the rivers. I like that. Simple pattern. You got that little scrounger type head on there. That'll kind of give it that swimming action. I was wondering though, like if you cut that off, what it would do, like how the bait itself would perform without it. But I'm just gonna see how it does with that bill on there. But that should get bit in the rivers. Yeah, that Alcatraz does look pretty crazy. It kind of reminds me of another bait, but I'm forgetting the name of it. I think it was from Live Target. It was like the school bait. I think I had it, but it's not the right one I'm picturing of, or the paint job that they have, but it's sort of like the same thing. But that's what I was thinking of that it reminded me of, because it has like that, ribbed piece to where it segments and looks like separate little fish. There's one of the Alcatraz paint jobs they have like that, where it looks like a bunch of little minnows in like a ball. Dude, it looks so sick. I wish they had that paint job over here, but they don't. But I wish they had the small one. And they make a bunch of different like variations of that Alcatraz. They have like a small one, a medium diver, the big one, and some other one. And then they have also some other, they got wood baits as well, and then a couple other weight baits and things like that. But this is also from TJ. I've never even tried one of these, the Bill Lewis square bills. I'm surprised they cost whatever that is, $7.79. I was lost when I saw that. But it looks like a decent little crank. I just don't think it's $7. But it's an MR6. It's got like a casting system in it. Alright, sound. What up, Google Slayer? Not a bad profile though. Comes with nice hooks on it. So it's not bad for a Bill Lewis. I'm not gonna lie, the paint job is pretty nice. Simple. And that lip is pretty thick. So it should last pretty well grinding that into rocks. So that goes about 6 feet. Slow rise. I think that's. Oh, I got a couple more. I got the just one of the IMA's suspending lipless. I actually already have one of these. I actually have it, I think, right here somewhere. Yeah, right here. This one here. I got it in that color with the little Zapu foam board, and that pretty much gets it to pretty much suspend, like truly suspend, because it's really not a real suspend lipless. It's kind of weird. If I think maybe in really cold water it might, but when it's just standard without having any floating board or anything like that, it will hit something, and then after it hits, it'll sit there for about like a couple seconds, and then it'll start sinking really slow. So with that floating board, you can get it to where after it hits whatever it hits, it's gonna stay there. Oh, why is it doing that? Hold on, guys, I'm having a problem right now. What the hell just happened? Hold on, guys. Jesus Christ. I don't know why my mouse is like everything is right clicking. Stop. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'll be back. Hold on. What up, guys? I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the hell is going on. Like my right click was on my other side, so anything I was clicking on wasn't even doing anything. It was weird. So let me go back and see if I missed anything. Yeah, it's like the live tar bait ball, and on that Alcatraz. Ah, so the Bill Lewis has the construction, like the huh? I didn't know that. Sold 2 rods to a buddy I had his cat. Circuit board lip. Yeah. And so this IMA, like I was pretty much saying, is that you get that, like I said, suspending sort of sink, but pretty much it won't truly suspend unless you actually add some floating board or maybe downsize these hooks or something. So it's a little weird. So, but it's definitely different, and you can use it for like fishing near cover if you don't want to use those other lips that will obviously sink really, really quickly, or like the ones I'll be showing in a minute. But it's a pretty good bait, and it's not like super loud. My mic might be a little bit louder this time because I actually raised it up, so because I felt like I wasn't getting clear audio. But yeah, that should be a good color to add on. But now pretty much this is just the hookup tackle stuff, and like I said, it's really not much. This right here is the Amakatsu. This is actually a little finesse jig I got. Let me read up. What up, David? And Day Jolly. Yeah, I've thrown a pretty good amount. The other one I have this color, couple of these colors actually, and I bought them like earlier last year, and I tried them throughout this last year, pretty much that's passed by, and it was pretty good. It worked pretty good in like the pre-spawn time when the water was still pretty cold. Get that slow sink, but they do sink slow. That is the good thing about them. So they may not suspend truly, but they sink a lot slower than regular lipless. What up, Nathan? And so yeah, this let me hide that comment. And this is a finesse jig from Amakatsu. It's called the Aber rubber jig, and it's very small. It's 2.7 grams, the head itself, so it's not big at all. But it's finding interesting. A lot of these like jigs are coming like in these type of packages, sort of like that Raid cover jig that I had. That's a finesse jig. So let me show you guys this. I took this out. Yeah. It's a pretty cool way they have this rigged up in here. It's like hanging. On a wire. Hey, Carol. Let me see. Yeah, I've only gone out a couple times recently, and I've caught nothing. The water's still pretty cold, but it's not that bad. So probably within the next couple weeks, I should be able to get something, or within the next probably week or so if I go out a couple more times. But this guy right here, like I said, it's like a little spider jig. Let me on that for a sec. But it's pretty tiny. And that head is actually like a mini football head. It's very cool. So it's actually, like I said, meant for cover, this little tiny thing. So this little guy here is meant for throwing near like cover. And looks like it has a I'm not gonna, well, it's probably like 60, I guess, 60-degree line tie. So like a football head pretty much. So it should go over, cover and stuff like that pretty well. The hook is tiny, man. Like you're fitting maybe like a 2-inch bait on here. no problem. So I was thinking like it's like gonna be like a bug trailer bait. The hook feels good though. Yeah, pretty stiff for a light wire hook. It doesn't really like want to bend at all. So that's pretty damn strong. And then that weed guard is really, really stiff for being so fine. Like it's like 4 strands. No, 3 strands. And that thing is stiff. Like that'll do pretty damn good on cover. No problem. So I definitely want to see how this should work, but I think this will get munched right now. So I definitely want to try that out. And I have a few small baits that I can use with it. So that should be interesting. So I got this and that Raid one. The Raid one is a little heavier. It's like 5 grams, which is still pretty light. But this one here is going to fall like very, very slow. Nah, I'm using this probably on like one of my regular tiny, like it's not tiny, but it's like a jig rod, but it's not like the best quality jig rod. So it can handle like light bores, and it really doesn't have like too stiff of a bend. And I'll probably dial back the drag a little bit and just finesse it. I'm not really that guy that has like specific rods that do certain things and things like that. Like specialty rods, I'm not doing that. And yeah, I got to play with the lightning shad. Yeah, it's pretty much like I said. It's very similar to like the wiggle warts, the old wiggle warts, and they're definitely really, really nice, especially in the rivers. That I've gotten bit pretty good last year on that storm lightning shad, and I got some decent size fish off it too. But they have some nice colors too in the older baits. The storm, there's some nice ones, especially like translucent ones with the little foil in it, like the one I sent you. Those are nice. But they have that same pretty much defect in the bill and everything, so it's uneven. They also have the weights in them where they get stuck, so sometimes that can cause the bait to shift to one side for a second, then it just like loosens back up. So they're definitely really good, and I think just as honestly as good as the old wiggle warts in my opinion. So now we're gonna go into the hard baits that I got. So these are some of the dyeable baits that they had, and they were on sale. So I was like, hey, might as well. And then I think I'm not sure if you got like on top. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You got on top the 22% on top of their sale. So there was these Steez TD vibrations. They're a lipless bait, and they had some sick colors too, man. Like look at that thing, black and blue, looking sweet. And I like that it has like the original crawl eye. There's no eye in the front, like a real crawl bait should be. So that's one thing I really liked about them. And the cool thing is that there's 2 different rattling types that you can get with this one. There's a woofer, and a glass. The woofer is really just the weight itself that's inside the bait. It's just like a little bit free, so it allows that weight to make a little clunky noise like a one knocker, but it's a little bit different of a sound. And then you got the other one which has a glass rattles in it. And then honestly, there was this bait that I saw recently that was kind of new, or I guess is new from Spro. It's called the Outsider, and I swear I think they took that design from the Shimano Bantam flats. I mean, lipless crank has like the weight on the outside on the chin on the bottom, the same way as that Outsider does. And I'm wondering if they work together on that bait to make that at Spro, because Shimano, I think, does work with Spro, if I'm not recalling. But that's the black and blue paint job that they have. Has that blue flake in there. So you have no eyes in the front. You got that yellow eyes in the back. So this is that woofer sound. So very, very light. Not loud at all. So if you know high pressure fishers, but you want that loud call that's not too much, that's going to be a good one. And they're not big at all, you know. They're like I think they're 2.5 inches, 65 millimeters, which is like 2.25 inches, and 16 grams. So really cool. And it has a little divot on the head right there, on the nose, a little round divot, sort of like a Megabat slip. That's like on the Edo Shiner. It's kind of got that divot like that on there. But it's a nice bait. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like that would be a killer smallie jig. And I know that jig's gonna fall like so damn slow. So, you know, in places that, you know, their fish are kind of still moving a little bit slow, or they're just not chasing bait as much, that might be a really good jig to use. And then especially since it's made for cover, that's just gonna fall like super slow next to like you know, the wood or stumps that I'm gonna be using it by, and I think that's like perfect. It's kind of like a jerk bait in a way. Or even like you can use that for like ponds and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely really nice, man. And I got another one, and actually just a backup in the woofer. So that's that one. And then I got the glass version to try, because they only had the glass version in this color, and this is another beautiful color, man. You'll see it right now. Look at that. Such a sick color. Got the eyes on the backs again, same thing. No eyes in the front, and you can kind of see that weighting system in there. And with the other one, there's no rattles in it, and that weight near the bottom right here is a little loose, so that's what gives it that sound. But this is it actually has brass and glass in there, so it's got 3, 4. And actually has 2 chambers. Actually, it's 2 chambers, 3 glass beads in the back with 1 brass, and then in the front you got 4 brass with 3 glass. No, actually you got 3 brass with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 glass beads in the front. That's very loud, but it has a very like high pitch to it, so it's not too bad. And the hooks that come with this are the same ones that come on the Daiwa Stee Shads and stuff like that. And it's a very sharp hook. They're almost similar to the Bantam and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's actually the same type of hook. And it's got that little solid back on it, so you still got some solidness on the crank, but then that body's like has like a pearl with a greenish hue to it on the upper back of it, with some orange near the hook hangers. So very cool. I'm sure if I had like a black, let me see if I can get black outer line on behind it. You can maybe see it a little bit better, a little darker. So that's how it would probably look in darker water. Yeah, I usually have better success too with that. With the lighter, either a lighter sounding, you know, rattle, or very like fine rattle where it's not very loud, or the one knocker, or silent. If they're too loud, for some reason I just don't catch many fish on them, or I end up catching like a lot of snakeheads with them for some reason. Yeah, the hooks are really, really nice. Very, very nice. Super sharp. They're the Saxis. I think that's what they're called. SAQSAS. They're like a special hook that they make for these cranks. They're Teflon coated, so they're very, very slick, easy penetration. D'Amiga, yeah, I've heard of that one. That's actually why I got the Duo, the Apex 5, I think. Yeah, I think it's called the Apex, but it's a 1 ounce lipless as well, and it's big, and it's silent as well, and it's really nice. I have like this sick ass color in it for springtime. I think it's gonna get demolished in the spring. Yeah, it's a sweet color. They have a few other colors too that are pretty nice actually. Let me see. Let's go on the Hookup. I'm getting maybe see the other colors they got. One. So yeah, here we go. Hold on one second. I'll share. Okay. All right. So yeah. So here we go. You got the TD vibration. This is like the Hookup. So you got like multiple colors that are really, really nice. A lot of them are sold out, but a few of them are still available. I don't know how this color didn't sell out, to be honest. It makes no sense to me. But the black and blue one are still available. That one sold out real quick. The merthiolate type of lipless. And then they have, this is the woofer, and they have a different select few colors in that one, but not the same. So that's why I chose that one out of all of them, because it looked like the real nice color, and you don't really see too many good black and blue lipless cranks like that. Yeah, JP, trust me, try definitely going with some silent, and they work. You'd be surprised. Like, you would think that, you know, you would need some sort of noise with them, but for some reason the silent ones do pretty damn well. What up, Frank? Yo, you know, I really didn't go too much. I only showed a couple baits really from the box that I got from the Hookup. No, isn't that? I think that's the Jackal lipless, right? Yeah, that hot orange, the merthiolate color is pretty dope. That's another one too, the disc knockers that you were telling me about. I gotta try those. And actually, I didn't show you this bait that I had got that from. It was one of the giveaways, but it was a Guggen bait, and this bait here, like I kind of can tell the difference. Like you can see the difference between the rattles, even with this one that's like glass. It's very, very like glassy and tinny in a way, like it's extremely high pitch. But then if I go back and I'll shake the glass one on this one, it's a lot deeper. Not a lot, but a little bit deeper. See? It's weird. But I think that's those small things that kind of make a difference sometimes with certain baits. So and then another one too, I had a lot of good success with it. Kind of sucks that they're discontinued, but the Berkeley Frenzy R Rattle, I think it's called Rattle R lipless, is a good one. I have it in my box, but I do have a brand new one here somewhere. Right here. I have like a couple of them, but this guy right here, this thing gets bit. And the color, this color here, are hard to get too. And it's probably the best color they had made. That freaker, man, when it gets all chewed up, man, that chrome comes off and then there's chrome underneath it. So it looks sick, but it looks like an injured fish. The one I got that's all chewed up, I should show you, but I mean, I have it here. Yeah, here it is. And they all kind of have different sounds. Like some are louder than others, some are quieter. So that's what I noticed too about them. There's not like consistencies with these. So this one here, like, let me see. Yeah, he kind of has it. Yeah, it's different. But see how this one, it's the same bait. And it kind of has like a harder thump. And then that one's like real glassy. I had one that was almost like a one knocker. And I lost that one. I was pissed. But I had like 4 of them. And but yeah, this is the one that got all chewed up. And you kind of see like on that topper thing as it's getting chewed up, it just looks real nice. But it's a pretty nice lipless. And this is, like I said, the Berkeley Frenzy FR12 is the but they're discontinued and they're really nice. They work very well. And that's like, it's one of the only higher pitch, except the old school like rattle, the rattle traps. Those are the only other ones that I use that have like a loud rattle. But for some reason I catch fish with those. I don't know why. And so let me see. That TN lipless bait. A Daiwa TN lipless. I don't think they are, JP. I think I know what you're talking about. I think that's the one that like TK likes a lot. It did look pretty nice. It had like a real nice face to it. Yeah, the silent ones, like I said, definitely work. It's the Ima Frank, the Ima lipless. It's this guy right here. Well, they also I think 6 Cents also makes a suspending lipless as well. That's it right there. I think Tyler has, I think, showed it a couple times as well that you probably seen. And oh, Dave got it. Oh, thanks, Dave. And yeah, you know what was interesting though about those though, JP, is that the Vibration X, there's actually a couple variations of it. Like the Vibration X you see now is actually a newer version of it. There was an older Vibration X, and it looks like an old school like rattle trap, but it still has a very nice like shad or like baby bluegill profile to it. And It's a little bit different, but it has like an old school look, almost look like the Frenzy R in a way, the Frenzy lipless, and they look pretty nice. I actually want to try some. You can get some actually on Ichiban for like $6, $5 a piece, and they're pretty nice. You can actually get a lot of older Megabass stuff. There's a lot of older variations of Megabass. The Vibration X Battalion is also a great one, man. I've caught countless fish off that damn thing. Literally, I have one right here that's about to be done. It actually is done because it broke. I had to glue it. But I'm going to catch some more fish on this thing. It was actually insane. I think maybe it might have been what was giving this bait. It's like juju, but I've used this a lot, and it's gotten chewed up. And we got that good rash on there, literally all the way down to the plastic. But literally, man, this thing had a crack. It has a crack right under the bill. And when I was almost done after fishing like for a little while in the fall time, I went to go look at the bait. And as I was looking at it, I was hearing like a noise as I was grabbing it. And it was like, tss, tss. And I was like, what the hell is that noise? And I started like touching it, and I realized the bill near the lip was cracked. But then as I went to go and fix it up and glue it, I kind of like opened up the bill a little bit to fill it with some crazy glue, and some baking soda, so that it would get in between and glue it really nice. And all of a sudden you just hear tss, and it was like a bunch of air that was actually stuck within the bait from it having a crack and water getting in there and then evaporating and creating pressure. And I was like, holy hell, that's insane. And I was wondering, like, if that was giving it maybe a slower sink to it and not falling so fast. But it has a crack on the bill too, but it's like hasn't cracked all the way. It's weird, but you can feel it on the top. There's a crack in it, so should be interesting. And I have also some floating board on there too. So I was actually putting that on there when I found out it was cracked. So it was kind of interesting. Yeah, I had those. I have a couple of those as well that come in like the hard packaging. And this is like a old school color too. This guy right here, the orange fire tiger. That's like one of my favorite like fire tigers besides like the old Bagley fire tiger. This guy right here, like hear that? That sounds good. See how it's not like too much? It's the butyrate. It makes it sound different. It just sounds a lot better. But that thing glows, man. You hit this with some UV, this thing will glow. Like, look at that. That thing is like, you can't even see it. Like, it's insane. It's really hard to see it on the, yeah, like you can't even see it. It's so bright. But that fluorescence on there, man, is insane compared to like, new baits. And then you got, something like that, a little pogo shad. It's not the 2-hook model. The 2-hook model has that hanger in the back. Those are a lot harder to get. Eric has those, a good amount of those. But this has a very light noise as well. Butyrate as well. Butyrate is really honestly, I think a big thing with good lipless baits is that butyrate sound, because it just dulls that sound down. You don't have that high pitch like sounds like cheap plastic sound. I hate that. And that's what most of the new lipless has sounds like this damn thing. I have this cheap Bass Pro Shop lipless that I have for stripers, but it pretty much just like shows like that cheap sound you get with a certain lipless. Like this is a cheap cup, like $5 lipless. It's big, but look at that. Like, you hear that? That sounds horrible. A damn thing you can use that to wake the whole damn neighborhood with. So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that cheap sound. I don't like that. That Demiki tremor, yeah. Also, the Demiki blade beads I've heard are pretty damn good too. That Volt, I think is what it is. The Volt. I've heard some good things on that one. Let me see. Any other? Yeah, what does Eric not have? Yep, pretty much. Brennan, he has the whole damn U.S. stock of lures. So, but yeah, and so these are pretty good too. And what I've noticed is that honestly, they do have that specific thing that when you kill them and they do spiral, but I don't think that was the true design behind this lipless. It was more or less just to give a lipless a more wider swim to it, because this lipless, it goes like that. Like it doesn't go like this, like back and forth real tight. It has a very like wide wobble to it, and it gives it like a swim, almost like a little crankbait with the lip, but the lip is on the back. So that I think is just a secondary thing that came with that feature, is that when you stopped it, it caused the bait to spin. But when you do that, if you're going to use it like that, you definitely need to use a swivel, or you're just going to get a ton of line twist in your line. So yeah, that damn thing is loud. Yep, same. It just doesn't sound right to me. So this is the other bait. I'm gonna get into this one. This is the bigger bait that I got from the Hookup tackle, and I'll go into a little bit too of going a little more in depth on this bait too, about all of it. But this one here is it's an Amakatsu bait. This is the Amakatsu Buzzbill Magnum, and this bait right here is pretty much a slammer, pretty much type of bait. It's actually not new at all, and Ben kind of made it seem like that, but it really isn't. And it's been around for like 12 years, and they just brought it over here. I guess it's just finally coming over here. I love the packaging though. It comes in like literally like a lure holder packaging. It's pretty interesting. It's smart, and you can honestly use it to like hold the bait if you want it. But it's like I said, it comes with also an elastic tail. And I always wonder too, like how these Japanese guys are making like elastic plastic that can interact with other pieces of plastic. Because this is touching this type of plastic, it's also touching the bait type of plastic, and the tail is not melted or anything. And I've had other baits as well that are from Japan that do the same thing, that you touch other plastics with it and it's elastic, but it doesn't melt. So I'm like, how the hell are they doing that? So it's very interesting. And yeah, Brendan, I know you wish it was a glide, but you know how I like my crank downs and wakes. So let me get this out. It's like a little hanger. There we go. So, and I got in that nice rainbow trout color, man. This thing looks beautiful. So, and then if you look at that tail, look, it has that little frog hook on there for short strikes. So if they're just grabbing that tail, they just get that frog hook right in the mouth, and that I know it's gonna hook them pretty good. But you get that elastic tail, and it should last a long time. It's really in there, like in a certain way. It's very hard to like get it out. So it's supposed to be there for a very long time. There's no replacement, so it should last a long time. But the another thing too is that I saw with Ben when he was showing this bait was that you could unscrew the middle eyelet When I was looking at it, and since this color has like it's kind of see-through, I was kind of looking at it a little bit more. It looks like you can do that, but at the same time, I was thinking like I've never seen anyone on anywhere that was showing this bait that they said that's what you can do with it. I think it's just that you can do that if you want, but it didn't show that anywhere. It doesn't say that on the package or anywhere like that. So I was kind of confused on that. And I just feel like, you can unscrew it. But then I was feeling like if you kept unscrewing it back and forth, or whatever, it's just going to become so loose, the threads in there, it's going to become messed up. And I was like, that just doesn't make sense. So I just tightened it down to where it's tight. And I'm just going to leave it the way it is because it swims perfectly fine the way it is. I like those eyes too that it has on there. It's pretty nice. But it's a coffin build bait. It comes with a snap already on there. Probably use my own snap anyway, but has some nice hooks on there. Very sharp. They look like gummies. Like the I forget what they're called. Regular gummies. They're not like the nice ones. But and then also I noticed that the eyelets on here, or the hook hangers on here, are 180 degrees instead of being usually horizontal that way. So I guess you're gonna get more rotation on that hook without having to have that eyelet at a certain degree angle. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty much that slammer sort of style. You're gonna get pretty much like almost like the original what's it called, AC plug. Like they have the I think it's called like AC plug minnow, and it pretty much looks just like this bait, like almost the same thing. And also Optimum made something like that. It's called an Obi minnow, and it looks exactly the same as well. And it has a really nice swim to them actually. I'm gonna show you guys in a second actually on a YouTube video that I have. And I guess if you want, you could, like I said, unscrew that and change it up if you want, but I just didn't like that. So I just keep it where it's at, and it has like a nice waking action. It actually goes down to 3 feet if you want. And yeah, the AC minnow, that's it. And so let me get to the YouTube. So all right, so here's a little like video on it. And as you can see, the video is like old. It's literally 8 years old. So it's pretty much saying that the rear tail hook is going to help for short strikes. All right, hold on. Let me get that bigger. And this is an old video, so it's not going to be the highest quality, but you can see pretty much what it's going to do. That wake, it looks very nice. The tail kicks real hard. And it looks like you can go pretty quick with it too. But that wake is looking nice. Got that good tail kick on it. And they were doing the last text 8 years ago, which is pretty impressive back in the day, 9 years ago, on a hard bait. So I'll get you a little JDM fishing video just so you can see like the action of it. me see if I can get a little closer. Oh, he actually caught a damn fish with it already. So yeah, you got a hit right there. See if I can get a better close-up of the... Damn, you got another one. So yeah, that's the only, I think, action you're gonna get of it. Yeah, that's it. The rest is just showing you catching stuff.
Зачастую, особенно летом, хищник обнаружит не удается.
And that's a different one. This is a different buzzbill. There's two different models. So, yeah, so that one is that. But it's pretty much, like I said, like the same thing as a AC plug. You know. Yeah, the AC plug minnow. See? They're almost exactly the same thing. Literally the exact same thing. So, it's pretty interesting. It's just a ABS version of that, which I find pretty cool. So for 30, I think it was like 39 bucks I got it for. It wasn't that bad. But the original price, I probably wouldn't have paid at that. I would wait for it to go on sale. I love, yeah. It's so weird though. You would think that there would be like a newer variation of the video or something, you know? So it's kind of weird. I was thinking they would have had something new, at least. So especially the way, like, you know, Ben was talking about it, making it sound like it was new. Yeah, the AC plug is like wood. And I think now they're like resin. They might be. Now, I'm assuming. I think. I think it is. They used to be made out of wood, but I think they stopped. AC plugs. Beats. Let me see. AC plug store. It doesn't say. It says they are handmade individually once you buy them. So I'm not sure if they are resin or not. Yeah, it doesn't really say. But I'm sure if they're saying like handmade and it takes 1 to 2 weeks. Could be. What up, Tyler? Anything else? Every fish of the rip rap catches. Yeah. Especially in the winter, honestly. In the wintertime, fishing near like wood and just stumps and stuff like that, you can catch massive fish before it gets like warm and stuff. It's pretty good. Yeah, Tyler, they've been doing pretty good with the camera lately. I actually have no clue why. But yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I had for today, pretty much. But I did do a little different title this time. I'm gonna try and do like a little maybe series that is that sort of that title, so just to see if it helps, and create like something that my own sort of thing. Because I did search up before doing it. There is another type of podcast that uses that, but I switched up the name. The first one, instead of it being like Tails, Tales, I did Tails like in like a fish tail. So, and then theirs is from the tackle shop. Mine's is from the tackle box. So it's different. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, I meant to do that. Put the tail, change it from Tails to Tails, because it's like the sound's the exact same, but it had two different meanings. Yeah, Sony Walkmans, CD players, and everything. But let me see. Actually, I was gonna show something else. Ah, that's what it was. I forgot to show you guys a swing video of another bait that I showed. There we go. I think I forgot. I'm not sure. Let me see. So this is the Flash Union bait that I had previously. I'm not sure if I remember showing this, but this is that this is the floating soft bait that I was showing a couple weeks ago. And it pretty much, you can use it like pretty much like a popper, shallow bait, shallow crank. As you can see, it really doesn't go that deep. So for shallow water, it's very good. It's not really showing what I was trying to. But as you can see, it's really not even deep at all. And then see, I was using like a top water where he just chugs it, and then it will kind of like plop or pop, and then it floats back up. So I see it more as like almost like a top water or a very shallow water bait, or like summertime fishing near maybe like wood or something. And almost in a way, if you kind of like twitch it or something like that, it almost like glides back and forth in a way. So see, kind of like glides back and forth. And it's a very stiff plastic, so and it skips really well because it's very hard plastic. So, oh shit. And so that should be pretty interesting to see how that does. Yeah, I thought of doing it, but just I don't know. I just feel like I get like the wrong sort of publicity, I guess you can say, from it, or wrong type of like vibes from it. I just feel like people think that you're just like showing off, or just trying to like say like, oh look, I got all this money or something. But that's why I really don't do it. So I just leave it, and I'll talk about certain stuff here and there, and just really, if it's something I've used, or I've had been using recently, or I've got success on it recently, or something like that, then I talk about it. But you know, there's pretty much there's all that stuff right there. It's like all swim baits right there, whole thing right there. So, but yeah, I just really don't like doing that too much, because I just feel like certain people get the wrong idea or something like that. But yeah, hopefully freaking the hookup they definitely I don't get that, to be honest. Really doesn't make sense to me. And then I found it kind of weird that the person that won, actually a couple of the people that won on that giveaway were guys that had like YouTube accounts, and I was like, what the hell? And they had like 2,000-3,000 followers, and I was like, what the hell? And they talk about JDM stuff, and I was like, what? I found it kind of weird, but so. But yeah, and there just seems like they really just care about, if you have viewers or whatever, subs, and I've had that pretty much with other stuff, even the elude baits. I've had that where literally I always see him posting pictures of other people when they show like maybe one or two of his baits inside their collection or something, and I've sent him a picture, or I posted a picture really on my Instagram of like 6 of his baits or rats, and then literally I had also another picture I sent him or something like that where it was like 8 of his baits I had that were different baits, all different ones, and he never reposted that damn thing at all. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, you post one guy's thing about one bait, and I was like, but you can't post somebody who's actually bought in like 8 of 10 of your baits, or like, it doesn't make sense to me. But like I said, I just don't even pay attention to it and just leave it as is and whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I've gotten that from some people, or that's how they just took it as, or stuff like that. That's why honestly I just kind of like stopped talking about swim baits like that. If someone needs some help or something like that, I'll give them some help or info about something. But if they because I've seen a couple times where it's just weird. So I just, like I said, I'll talk about it here and there or whatever. Or like if you mention it, Brendan, or something like that, since you're talking about it, I'll join in or something like that. But yeah, TK, yeah, I was surprised by that, because like I said, I didn't even give him my address. He had it, I guess, from one of the orders I had from him like a little while ago with the Marty walking baits. So it's kind of cool that he did that. So and stuff like that, little stuff like that that kind of makes stuff kind of cool. Worth uh, giving out info and just talking and chatting with people. So. Yeah, it was weird. I just found it very, very kind of suspicious that a lot of the people that won were like a lot of people that kind of advertised their store and stuff like that. It was just weird. Very, very weird. And then, like I said, there was another, like, there's a guy on Instagram and indie fishing, and I've talked about this on my private chat on Instagram, but he posted some damn picture of an Optimum baits, the original Optimums, and they're this bait right here. Let me see. I'll show you guys a original optimum swing bait. So here we go. They're on eBay. So for some reason, like I'm about to get to, is that the indie guy, he posted up a picture of, a couple of these baits in different sizes. So I was like, oh snap, you can get these? And because I've always wanted the larger sizes, so I was like, oh cool. So I asked him on the Instagram, hey man, where did you get those? And I was like, he's like, oh, on Optimum's website. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is this guy even gone on this person? What has he gone on Optimum's website at least once? And there, you cannot buy it from Optimum's website, and you couldn't for for a long time. And so it's not like that's been a recent thing. So then I was like, wait a minute. So I was like, how the hell did you even get those, dude? Like, did you get sent those and you're just advertising it, but then you don't even know where to buy them? So it was kind of weird. And then he's like, oh, I guess you're just going to have to ask Optimum. And then he tagged Optimum, and they didn't even respond. Like, what the hell? Like, who does that? So I was like, that made no damn sense. I was like, oh, so you're just getting free bait sent to you, and then you're advertising them to people that are following you, thousands of people, and then how the hell are you supposed to buy them? So, like I said, I'm gonna show you here. This is where you buy them. Is literally on eBay, and so these are the original Optimums. Right here, these type of baits here, but they come in larger sizes. So if I go here, hold on, I got it. Dude, stop. So we get to the 6-inch light rainbow trout. So see, you can get a 6-inch light rainbow trout in that size, but if you was to go to Optimum, you cannot buy those baits at all anywhere, and they're not listed on like other websites that you can buy, like a regular website like the Hookup or something like that. But you'll see the 3.5 sizes, but you will not see the bigger ones, which makes no sense to me at all. And then other Optimum baits you can buy on other websites like Tackle Warehouse or some other stuff, but then you cannot find those original ones, which I don't know, just find stupid. But I just don't understand how you're just advertising something that people can't even buy. And then if you're literally getting asked how you even get them, and you don't even know where to get them. So that just tells me that you just got sent that for free, and you are just literally advertising it with no knowledge at all of the baits. And what is that like? And then you got 3,000-4,000 likes on your Instagram, yet someone who's actually maybe giving out info or information that's a lot more important on that bait or whatever it may be, or actually knows where to get the bait and tell people to get that, and has actually used it, doesn't even get acknowledged or nor gets a damn like on there, whatever it is. So it's just weird to me. So, but that's part of it. Yeah. All right, Daniel, I'm pretty much gonna go off anyway. I was just talking with you guys a little bit before I go. So, and if you guys have any questions before I go, let me know if you have anything to ask me or whatever. But thanks, Daniel, for stopping by. Take it easy, man. I gotta see if TK actually might want to do like a show or something, talking about baits or something. But I had since there's really not too many people on here and not many people stay towards the end of my videos. I told Nathan about this, and I also told a couple people today on TK's thing. I should be having keeping it real fishing coming on soon. I already had talked to him, and he had said that he would like to come on and everything, which was kind of cool. I wasn't expecting him to even reply, so it was pretty cool that he actually responded and actually voice responded back, which most people don't do. And like I said, it would be really cool to have him on, because He's a really down to earth guy, very humble. You know, really doesn't upload much, so it's kind of like an oddity or rarity of him having him on. So, and I haven't seen anyone else have him on their lives or podcasts or anything like that. So it should be pretty cool if, you know, he does actually, you know, pull it through with it. So, but I think I will be able to get him on soon. I told him after the 15th, you know, if he can hit me up. He was sick. He did have COVID. So, but he just got over that pretty much like a couple days, 4 days ago. So I'm just gonna give him a little more time. So it should be pretty fun because he has a lot of good videos. I still go back to his videos, and he talks a lot about more like bigger baits. But he has like this whole theory behind it where, you know, it's not just big swim baits, and I kind of follow the same thing in a way where I'm not just using big swim baits. I use big worms, big crankbaits, big you know, jigs, things like that, swim baits, glides, crank downs, frogs, whatever it is. And you know, that's what I really think is a big thing that nobody really talks about. Is that a lot of times when these guys talk about swim baits or bigger baits, they're always just saying, "Oh, glide bait," or most of the time it's a glide bait or damn paddle tail. But you know, most of the time that's what they're talking about, and everybody just forgets that those are not just the only baits that catch, you know, big fish. You can catch big fish on a big crankbait, a big worm, a big jig, and all those things catch big fish too. And you're definitely missing out if you're not doing that. And instead of just going with like a, you know, a regular glide bait, and, you know, say if you can't afford a regular glide bait or, you know, an expensive one, you can just use a big jig or a big crankbait or, you know, a big worm, same thing. You just don't have to always be using glide baits or crank downs or paddle tails or any of that. So, you know, there's plenty of other big baits out there, and I think that's what makes it, you know, him kind of special in that. He's not just, oh yeah, just all swim baits and oh, you just got to throw big glide baits. You know, glide baits have their time and purpose, but they're not always the best thing to be using. And I've had actually more success with my crank downs than my glide baits, and to be honest. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta try and do, because some guys, you know, they'll kind of not respond to you, but then, you know, hey, at least you tried, you know, you can't hurt. So I think that's what I'm gonna try and do, and just, you know, email or message a bunch of guys. And I know a few guys that actually might probably do it. Um, Maybe even get Edwin back on just to see, you know, catch up on him, because he's gone real far. He's pretty much very, very busy, and I think pretty much his son and daughter are pretty much the ones making most of the baits. He makes the master molds, and then they make the baits for him. So I find that pretty cool too. Yeah, I like his the way he talks. It kind of makes things more like visual in a way, and that's how I like to learn myself. So maybe that's why I like him, is that he's more like a. It makes you like see things visually, the way he talks and talks about certain things. And I kind of try to do the same thing so that people can get it visually without me having to show it. But I definitely got to work on that this year. That's what I'm gonna try and do for the new year of this year with my channel. I'm gonna try and at least, you know, do a little bit more, maybe do a little bit of live fishing with my phone, because my phone is a little weird. It's not allowing me to like record more than like 20 minutes or 17 minutes. It's very odd. And so, but I can go live on it, and it has very clear footage. So I think in the springtime when it's like really good and I get some, you know, rhythm down at the local spot and I start catching fish, I can just go live and you know, show you guys how I fish and stuff like that, or what I'm doing. So yeah, the Giant Blitz Max is nice, man. I got that right here actually. And that's a big bait, you know, and it can be used multiple different ways. It could be used as like a top water, a deep crank, shallow crank, stuff like that. So there's definitely multiple uses on it. And sometimes not even all cranks have to be that big to get a big bite. You know, a big crankbait is like relative to the size of like what the baits in your area are. So, and that's another thing, you know, I always hear guys saying, you know, oh, you need to be throwing an 8-inch, 9-inch bait, 10-inch bait. And that's where I sometimes like kind of like disagree with that, where like they'll say, oh, you know, I've saw, and that's why I kind of like asking that stuff around, you know, different people's opinions, so I can just compare it to the stuff that I've had or experiences and my experiences. And like I said, you know, I've noticed that with certain people where they'll say, you know, you want to use like a 10-inch bait, 11-inch bait to like weed out certain size fish in your area. But then when I was thinking about it, you know, you can only go as big as the fish in that area of the forage they're eating. So if you're in, say, Texas, and the biggest bait in that area is a 10-inch shad or 11-inch shad, then that would be reasonable to use a 10-inch, 11-inch bait to catch those fish that are 10, 12 pounds that are eating those things. So if you're in, say, Jersey or whatever, and the biggest forage you got there is a river herring or alewife or maybe a baby bass or a gill, that's going to be a range from, you know, 4 to maybe 8 inches, 9 inches. So that 8-inch to 9-inch bait is probably going to be the size that it's going to take to catch those larger fish in your area that are going to be eating those bigger forage size baits. So I don't always believe that you have to be throwing a 12, 13-inch bait in literally a place where the damn forage is not even that damn big. So it makes no damn sense. So that's why it's like a whole deep thing there, but guys won't tell you that. They'll just literally tell you, oh yeah, you need a 13-inch bait or 10-inch bait. So like I said, there's a lot more to it, and this is that max. So this is a big bait or a big crankbait, and it's got that feather treble in the back, and you can walk this bait. It walks very nice, actually, and I kind of can see I've been grinding the hell out of it, but it grinds really well too in shallow water. Like, you'd be surprised, and it just still keeps going, and it's not bad. And on heavier line, it goes a little bit shallower, but you can walk this thing back and forth, or you can do like this kind of like rip twitch, where you just rip the rod and it'll go down maybe about a foot and a half, and then it'll just float back up, like floating up like that. And so it's pretty nice. And that's about, you know, a good sized shad in my area. You know, that's like a 3-4 inch shad in my area, which usually a 4, probably 5-pound bass would probably eat that. So, and I'm sure this bait could definitely catch 4 3-pound fish, no problem. So, and then this bait here is a pretty big crank too. It's not even, you know, humongous, but that's a big crank. And that's the Evergreen Zaruch crank. It's got that nice little red lipstick, you know, belly, that translucent, you know, brown body. I hate that it has eyes on both ends. That makes no damn sense. It's got an eye over here and then eyes on the back. No sense. But, you know, the hooks are nice. It's got like that saltwater grade type hooks, so they're pretty damn strong, super sharp. And this is like a coffin bill. It's like a hybrid, actually. It's like not too much of, I've been grinding the hell out of this one too. I grind the shit out of all my cranks. So, but it's like a coffin bill, but it's like a hybrid. It's not too much of a coffin bill. It's very like light edges on it. You actually can't even see it on it because I've grinded that one down a little bit with the rocks. But this one here is another one I got of that crank, and you can see it a little better. Right. So you can see that a little bit better. It's like not too much, but it's definitely like a coffin style type of bill, but it's hybrid, and that's just another color I haven't used as much. So more of a backup than anything. This color here, man, I will say, if you haven't got it or tried it, man, this color right here and this mega bass, this bait right here, it gets demolished in the pre-spawn, and it's literally called pre-spawn killer. It definitely is. This thing is demolished. I had lost like 3 of these things already, and this one is like already like shoot up on the bill. Luckily not missing any paint on the body yet. A little chip right there, but nothing major. But I've gone through a couple of these. That's how much I've used them in the springtime, and I just burn the hell out of them, grind them in rocks, and they'll just literally go all over the place. Literally, it looks like a crawfish like running for its life. And that's the bait I almost caught my PB on in that same exact color, and ended up getting hooked in the net with it. So it was definitely pretty interesting to see that, but it definitely got bit very well, and definitely recommend that color. If you got like a tinted clearish water, very good. Yeah, they're hard to get, man. I will say that. Like, they're expensive, but if you want to get one, hey, more power to you. But they're definitely super hard to get. That's the only bad thing about them. Yep, definitely. Yeah, like there's some definitely big gizzard shads. Like they get massive. Like I've seen some that are like literally like 12, 13 inches. And we have alewife that are like that here too. They get like 13 inches, 14 inches. They're massive. But most of the time, those fish aren't eating those. Yeah, the fat. I actually never tried the BDS6 actually. I had before, but not the 6. And I'm gonna try those more this year a little bit. I'm not gonna fully give them the bad rating that I had before. I'm gonna try them more seriously in the grass and see how they do. Yeah, red or orange, and I think that's why that color does really good. Is because it's got like all the good colors that you would usually get bit on in pre-spawn, which is like a red or a purple or orange. So it's like no matter what, it has like every color that should get them to bite. So that should be pretty cool, pretty interesting to see. And I wonder if it will work this year, because I've had that happen where certain colors will work one year and then I'll use it the next year and then completely stop working. It's very weird. Like this year, I didn't have as much bites as I did the previous year on my evokes. So, which I found interesting. My evokes definitely weren't getting bit, and I had like multiple different colors in evokes. And I've tried all of them, and I didn't get bit like that. And I wasn't much big fish neither, like they were the year before. So, but I think that also had to do with also something about my waters area, because I wasn't really catching a lot of big fish neither. I had some, but not really like that. The year prior was nuts. Dude, that'd be pretty damn good. That'd be pretty cool. Like he seems like a good guy, there's no hate towards him. It's just, really hard to get his stuff. And I wish he just, would at least make a little bit more easier to get. His baits would sell no matter what. I know that. So it wouldn't even matter. Like he's just trying to create hype. So it's annoying. Like we already know your baits are hype. We already know that a lot of guys say they catch fish. Like we already know that you already established a high enough market for them that no matter what you do, you will sell them like instantly. So it doesn't matter. So it's pretty much pointless of what he's doing right now. He's literally losing money. Like just make the damn baits. Like you can literally like he could, and I'm pretty sure last year he made like close to like $100,000, and he only dropped like 2 times, or like, yeah, I think it was 2 times he dropped. He didn't drop, or three. I think it was three, but he made like 100 and something thousand in total, like close to, which is insane. And 86 Baits almost did that too, though. He made like 30 some thousand or 40 some $1,000s on one drop, which is insane. Because he had like 300 and 400 something baits on one drop. So you take 300, 400 times, you know, 300 or $180. It's insane. So, but his are even crazier because none of his baits are like less than $300. I think there's only like 2 baits of his that are like $200. So if you took 300 times 100, even that, even if you only made 100 baits, 300 times 100 is $30,000. It's insane. So, but yeah, so it was good. Nice talking to you guys. You know, pretty much that was pretty much it. But it was good talking to you guys and catching up with you guys. I'll definitely you know, probably do another live soon. Maybe even do like somewhere I have join somebody else's live or something like that. So definitely, or give me ideas or whatever on the comments. You know, what something else I can do. Yeah, it's definitely pretty good hustle. You know, and you know, I guess I can see it like that. You know, he's making the money he needs really. You know, off that one drop. There's no need to make baits consecutively like that. So I guess I can see why he does that and doesn't want to produce like that because he's making enough already. So what's the point? So, you know, I get that. So can't knock it. Yeah, that is sucks. Yeah, a lot of the guys that mess with Eric, yeah. And that's how it is, you know. Sometimes that's why when he knows how much to sell his baits for, you know. He's not dumb. Where, you know, he's not gonna let guys take advantage of him getting baits for cheap and then flipping them, you know. So, but I've seen, or that, or they just end up, you know, holding on to them. But hey, that's your baits. You can do whatever you want. But I just don't see that doing that stuff, especially like Eric, where that's stuff that he's held on to for years. And hey, yeah, Brennan, I don't care. I'll hop on your live this upcoming week. You want to talk about anything, big baits or whatever. But yeah, you know, and then like I said, Eric is very kind. You know, I'm sure he sometimes is trying to do stuff to help people, and sometimes people feed off that generosity and will take advantage of it. And sometimes that's the bad thing about that, you know, that you don't, when you people that do that stuff. And I say, if you find out that person did that, don't ever sell it to them again, you know. Yeah, it's like the Hinkle, you know, it's the same thing. You know, people will say this is the best baits ever made in swim baits, but there's only a few guys actually using them, and the reason why they're actually catching fish on them is because they're using live scope. So, and actually can see the fish and engage and actually know whether or not the fish is about to hit or how to twitch it a certain way. So I don't think it's all that. Nick who? And but yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. But pretty smart, actually create the market demand. Yeah, and that's what a lot of these guys do. And that's really just that's like building a brand, really, in general. You know, that's how you build a successful brand is by building up your name first, getting a good, name for the brand itself, it building a reputation for being something good or a quality of a product or catching a ton of fish and stuff like that. And that's what they do. And that's honestly the best thing to do if you're doing a bait company or stuff like that is, you send your baits to guys that are very popular. They have thousands of subs on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, friends, and or subs on YouTube. And you send your bait out, and they use it, and they actually test it out, and they end up catching a giant fish on it. And they post a picture on it, and people are asking, "Oh, what you catch that fish on?" And then that bait ends up becoming what it is over time. It's not something that definitely takes overnight. It's something that happens over a couple years or maybe even 10 years or something like that. But your name will be something after you continue to do that, and that's just what it is. And that's why there's some guys that are out there that make awesome baits, but no one even knows about them, or they're just not that known of, and they don't get as much publicity, or nobody's saying, "Oh yeah, look, I caught this 3-pounder off of Piz." Nobody's doing that. So with those unnamed brand, if you could catch probably a 2-pounder with a Piz, and somebody would be like, "Oh my god," it's just to like say like, "Look, I got a Piz and I caught a fish with it." That's pretty much what you're getting with that. So that's the only annoying thing. Yeah, I'll be free, Brendan. And next week after that, it don't matter. I'll come on. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next time, and I'll see you guys on a live this week probably. So take it easy and enjoy the rest of your guys' week. See you guys.